You see, greed is a bad thing, and white farmers are learning the essence of this. See, any moment you do something thinking that it's gonna make some other person suffer, you are the one who end up suffering. You didn't want black people to have the opportunities that now you're having. But you went ahead and lost everything. Now you're crying. Bankruptcy is hitting your pockets. Nobody to work on your farms. You can't work on your farms yourself. You feel like there is too much labor to be put inside the work so that you can get the produce. At the end of the day, after getting the produce, why do you sell them? Because Trump just destroyed the trade relations with China. And you can see all these tariff things are still affecting farmers. It's going crazy. But at the end of the day, you are the ones with your sane mind decided to choose this person. And he told you right in your face that this is going to be hard for you. We are going to make America hard for you. We are going to take all immigrants away from this country. And what does that mean? It means that you'll have to work on your farms by your own. You already neglected black farmers. Now look at black farmers. Black farmers are holding their summits. They're doing better. They are planning. They're prepping. They're making things ready for them during emergencies when things are not moving. See where black farmers are. Compare yourself to. And this shows you many times that evil doesn't pay. For the longest time, black farmers have always tried to collaborate with you, but you didn't, because you didn't want them to get the USDA support that you got it. So see, bankruptcy is hitting. You're regretting why you voted Trump. You voted Trump because you knew that Trump was going to be favoring you and not favoring black people. But right now you see the negative consequences that this has towards you, your mental health, your family. When you cannot even raise school fees for your kids because they ain't something on your farm. But this is really crazy. I want us to watch this video. Then I'll be back with my thoughts and commentaries in regards to this. So let's watch the video. I'll be back.
You can't just say, hey, I'm going to get rid of these people and then look at the farmers that are left without workers.
So first, immigrants are taking your jobs. Now they're not there to work for you. Pick a struggle because you can't have both.
I got to farm with my dad every day. It's a way of life. It's a wonderful way of life. And it's at risk. And it shouldn't be. One of the best memories that I had was just my dad teaching me how to drive a tractor. I got to farm with my dad every day. It was pretty cool. How many people could do that? People came to this country for opportunity. Opportunity equal land. And we're giving that up. And it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Part of the reason why the greatness of this nation is because we take care of people and there's values of the family farm that need to be upheld. And it's good for America.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I need you blue state liberals to stop calling the farmers who voted for their own personal financial ruin stupid. It's infantilizing. They aren't stupid. To actually manage a farm effectively requires insane depths of knowledge in math, science, logistics. These people aren't dumb. But what they are learning, for I think in some cases the first time in their lives, is how expensive racism is. They heard Trump loud and clear when he said that he would deport their labor force and that he would tariff essentially all of the inputs they need to run their facilities. And they absolutely heard him when he claimed over and over again that the US gave too much to the world in aid, and therefore those aid streams, which most often include the food these farmers grow, would be cut. They heard it all. They just didn't believe it. They thought this was just Trump 1.0 and there would be enough adults in the room to say, hey, this is reckless. We can't do this because it will dismantle the economy. Yeah, a lot of farmers were hurt during the first Trump administration. Thanks to his reckless trade wars, particularly with China, a lot of them went bankrupt. And the bailouts that originally happened under Trump's first term didn't mostly even go to these small-scale farmers. It ended up going to big agribusiness. And I have a feeling, if past is prologue, we're gonna see that happen again. if bailouts happen at all. Because the reality is these people do not actually want to save these small-scale farms. People in this admin, like J.D. Vance, very specifically invested in things like Acre Trader. Their goal is for these farmers to go bankrupt so that they can consolidate, buy up huge swaths of their land, and make a fortune. So I'm not gonna lie to you, there is very little incentive for anybody in this administration to actually give these farmers a bailout, no matter how angry and white and male they are. I doubt there are any farmers listening to this at the moment, but the billionaires do not care about you. They actually just want to take your stuff. So even if a bailout does come, and I doubt an effective one will, but if it does, it is going to be meager enough to keep these people in dire financial straits. Because the goal of a lot of these billionaires and investment firms is to make them desperate enough to sell. So you can say goodbye to small-scale family farms, that's for sure. What's kind of funny about this is that Let's Go Brandon tried to bail you out for real. And that's probably the last time anyone will, so.
When President Obama was in office, we had a wonderful jolt of energy because we had an administration that said, we're going to have advanced biofuels power our country. And then Trump got in there and decided to have his trade wars again and everything else and to roll back all those environmental protections, and the ag economy started to tank. Joe Biden gets in there again. Hey, we're going to have advanced biofuels. We're going to have airline fuel that comes from corn-based ethanol. What happened? Prices went up again, up to an all-time high, right where they were. Trump gets back in there again. We're going to have a trade war, and boom. Prices are tanking again.
Just read this morning that Texas farmers are closing down because they can't find laborers to work their fields. Are you telling me white people won't work in the fields? Hey, all of you who thought they were taking your jobs, accepting applications now.
When Trump said that migrants are stealing black jobs, we know the type of jobs he was thinking about. It's like this and this and this. But these are stereotypes. But you know what? I'm here at the 84th Grand Conclave of Mega Sci-Fi Fraternity. What better place to ask, what type of jobs do African Americans have? Because obviously, it's not the stereotype. What do you do for a living?
I'm a retired New York City principal.
What do you do for a living?
I work in sales in Columbus, Ohio.
What do you do for a living?
I do technical sales. I build public safety networks.
I'm a supervisor for a catering company for the airlines, so I make sure everybody's safe from going home at night.
Software engineer. Attorney. We work for the district government. I'm IT guy for Northrop Grumman. I'm an IT project coordinator on the my own tech business. What I do for a living? I'm a software manager. Sales.
I'm an NCIS agent, federal agent, and a polygraph examiner for them.
Hey, I work for a nonprofit organization that supports families and individuals when they experience some level of trauma or stress.
I'm the AVP of Program Management, manage project managers and business analysts all over the world.
I'm the chief meteorologist for Telemundo and for the NBC affiliate in Delaware.
Good question.
What's up?
What do you do for a living?
I own my own restaurant.
All right. What do you do for a living?
I'm social worker. I'm a student. at Jacksonville State University.
What are you studying?
Psychology with a sports management minor.
I am a school teacher.
I'm an HR professional at FedEx. High school person. I work at the United States Military Academy in the admissions department.
I'm a retired colonel, United States Army, 31 years. But my profession now is that I sell oil and gas.
I am a physician. I do sports medicine and occupational medicine. I work in the Richmond, Virginia area.
I currently attend the United States Military Academy, took a mission to be a second lieutenant in the United States Army.
This is the first time in my life farming that I still have crop in my bins that I can't sell. Basically, what we're getting out of a bushel of corn or a bushel of rice would be like you making $5 an hour and trying to pay your bills at home. Mexico and China are the two biggest rice buyers for the United. They buy more rice off of us than anyone, and when they stop buying rice, we have nowhere to go with the rice. It won't be a trickle down effect. It will be like flushing a toilet if the ag industry collapses. Totally 100% dependent upon the Lord Jesus Christ. I surrender it to Him.
Who did you vote for president?
Mr. Trump.
Right?
Trump. Mr. Trump.
If the election were today, Frank, would you vote for Donald Trump?
No way.
Couldn't happen. No.
You voted for President Trump. So now, in this moment, you say you're in a free fall. What is your message to him?
So I'm off the Trump train. Where I'm going for now is I got to protect my business.
Highland, a wheat farmer who says he's lost $400,000 since Trump took office.
I think there was a lot of people who voted for him that want to stay loyal to him, but it's going to get to the point where financially, if it's between supporting the president or losing your family farm.
You voted for the president?
Yes, I did.
And do you support these policies which might be hurting farmers like you?
Right now, we're the ones that are taking the hit.
I think he's sort of backstabbing the main people who got him into office in the Midwest, and he just left us down.
You've said you have almost no equity left.
It's getting down. It's getting low.
You think you can make it another year?
I don't know. Do you just keep going, rolling the dice, hoping things will turn? I mean, it's not looking good.
We're going to take some of that tariff money that we made, we're going to give it to our farmers who are, for a little while, going to be hurt until it kicks in. The tariffs kick into their benefit.
Like most farmers we spoke to, Daniels and Carmack say they'd rather work their fields than rely on taxpayer money.
It will help pay some bills, but that's not fixing the problem. It's a Band-Aid when we need stitches.
Can you wait? Can you wait this out?
Farm families can't wait.
I hear it's affecting your health.
Yes. 4 blood pressure pills a day. 3 different medicines. 2 years ago, none.
What do you think about when you go to bed at night?
What's going to be left in a year, 2 years? Am I the one that broke what started in the late 1800s?
Never been about qualifications or experience. It's always been about race and class. And America has always been some form of a job farm or a plantation. And what you see here is they're trying to set things in the order that they desire it to be in. Deport the brown, replace them with the blacks, and elevate the whites back to their rightful place as they see it. The press secretary is 27, the vice president is 40, and the secretary of defense is 44. It's not about experience. It's not about qualifications. It's about whiteness. 73% of air traffic controllers are white, 15% are Hispanic, 9% are black. So how is DEI the problem if 73% of the people doing the job are white? Now maybe the rest of you can see what some of us have been trying to tell you all along.
Are you angry?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm totally mad. There's no reason for it. This is absolute stupidity. This is a man-made crisis caused by Donald Trump, period.
John Bartman is a soybean farmer whose family has been working Illinois land since before the Civil War. This year, his crops, diligently planted, meticulously cared for, are losing their value.
This is a yield monitor. This allows me to see instantly what my yield is doing. So this is 4,134. So that's roughly $40,000 worth of soybeans that we have harvested. And a couple of years ago, that was easily $60,000. So that's a major change. This is the economics. It's what we do in this country. We export food. And we can't do that right now.
Soybeans are the largest agricultural export from the U.S., valued at more than $24 billion last year, 52% of which was exported to China. But this year, soybean exports to China are down 51% compared with the same time period last year. The drop comes as China stopped buying soybeans from the U.S. and an escalating trade war. President Donald Trump insists farmers will win the trade war. Posting on Truth Social October 1st, "We've made so much money on tariffs that we are going to take a small portion of that money and help our farmers. I will never let our farmers down." John Bartman is skeptical.
Bailout's not going to do it. Bailout, unfortunately, we need the money.
Once you lose a customer like China, can you ever get them back?
I sincerely doubt it. Why would they?
As a black farmer, it is hilarious when I hear white farmers complain about how they're losing their government subsidies and how they can't support their farms. My farm is closing down. You know, y'all acting just like a hoe acts like when their sugar daddy moves away, you know. You start crying because he don't leave that light bill money on the freaking nightstand you used to, huh? No, stop crying. Stop bitching. Your people have had centuries of a head start on black farmers. And yet, for some reason, every other video that I seen on damn Farm Talk, you know, the farm side of freaking TikTok, I'm seeing white farmers bitching, whining, and complaining. Excuse me, my people couldn't even read at one point. So why in the hell am I doing less bitching than you? You've been given everything. Imagine being so privileged that you're sitting on stolen land crying, "Daddy government, come save me. I can't afford to pay for my stolen land." Dang!
It's just been harder and harder and harder to find those people to work.
Black farmers. Imagine how healthy we would be if we had more black farmers. Or let's pretend we have only black farmers, right?
Hold on, so let me get this straight. The white farmers in Louisiana, they're mad because people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat for 10 plus hours a day. Let me run that back. White farmers are mad. The very farmers that voted Republican, okay, they voted for this, are mad that people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat for 10 plus hours a day. I'm saying you get what you ask for. Hey, it's FAFO type shit, okay? But hey, don't be fooled. I feel like it's gonna come to a point where they're finna make people get on their farm.
There is something so tragic about white America that if we could just do this one thing, I think the rest of our problems would disappear. Because our issue before racism, before white supremacy, is that we don't listen. We don't listen to people of color. We don't listen to their stories. We don't listen to their lived experiences. Because if we did, we would never have believed a word that came out of Donald Trump's mouth. Because we would have known that he was lying all along. At the root of white supremacy is pride. We don't need to listen. You can't teach me anything. But you know what comes before the fall? Pride comes before the fall. And we're about to find out what happens when you shut out the prophetic voice and you don't listen or pay attention to the warning signs. They told us that Trump didn't care about us and our cost of living. They told us that he only cares about himself. But we didn't listen, and now we're finding out the hard way.
So them farmers really thought we was coming to get in them fields? Is that what I'm reading? Y'all really thought we was coming to get in those fields? It's funny when black people say stuff like over a year ago when we said that Donald Trump specifically saying that immigrants were coming over here to steal black jobs meant that him deporting them was supposed to open the door for us to get back in the fields. Of course, immediately, most people said, y'all are reaching. Now here we are. They're literally on Twitter, all over social media, complaining about the fact.
We must talk about this. We have to talk about the status of the farmers. Yep, the farmers. That overwhelmingly, the white farmers that overwhelmingly voted for Trump. Now, the farmers are asking for welfare from the government because a lot of them are losing their farms because the subsidies that they get from the government, they can't afford the farms without the subsidies in many cases. And they're like, look, we need help. But here's the difference. When the black farmers asked for help, the white farmers filed a lawsuit. They filed a lawsuit against the black farmers for asking for assistance from the federal government. And they weren't able to receive the assistance from the government because of the white farmers filing the lawsuit. Question is, do you think farmers, white farmers, should receive the help, the same help that the black farmers had asked for, and they filed a lawsuit? Should the black farmers do the same thing and file a lawsuit? Get in the comments. Let me know.
Bethany Gotts owns Quay's Farm in Mountain Home, but now with fewer workers, a lot of the manual labor is left up to her. She tells me she's tried hiring locally, but it's been difficult to find people willing to do the hard work.
Finding a legal American here that is going to work as hard as an immigrant is nearly impossible.
She even posted job openings on Facebook.
Wow, so many things in that video. Okay, first, what she actually meant was illegal immigrant workers, because she does later on say that she is now being forced to apply for the H-2 visa program, and she's actually building, I believe, spending up to like $200,000 building these living quarters for the people if she can bring them over on the H-2 visa. So here's what happens on these farms. By the way, this has been a thing for a very long time. So this actually happened back in 2021, I believe. And what happens are they rely on this work from illegal immigrants, and then they get used to that whole situation. And now when that situation changes, they now have to figure out what to do. So they can pay lower wages. They bring down the wages, which basically makes that the norm in that industry. It lowers the wages. And also, if you're hiring people that are undocumented, you don't have to abide by labor laws. And some of the conditions, and I'm not saying hers, but on these farms that have been investigated here in the U.S. are, not good. And it says farm workers in the U.S., especially immigrant workers, have few protections. They were excluded from the National Labor Relations Act passed in 1935 and from the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938. Workers in America's agricultural fields are regularly subjected to abuses, high occurrences of and harassment, wage theft, including injuries, fatalities, being exposed to hazardous situations, all of these things.
Trump, I really hope that you can get out there and help them. I know Biden and them put a plan together to subsidize farmers when they were having hard times in situations like this. But Trump, you didn't do that. You're not doing that. And they're asking for you to come out. I heard one guy said that, you said you love the farmer and now he needs the fruit of their labor or something. So I'm curious, is this administration going to help out the farmers? Because they're needing some help. A lot of people are calling it socialism, that they don't like it. But it is what it is. You think the farmers are going to get the help they need? What do you think? You think President Donald Trump's going to come through for them? I hope so. You know, we got pulled up by our bootstraps, a lot of these people.
I'll never understand why Republicans continuously vote for people who do not represent them at all, but rather represent the elites. Listen to these farmers in Arkansas, who all voted for Trump, by the way, pleading for his help because he is actively destroying their farms and their futures.
Now, I've never been as worried as I am now about whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on.
He said, I love you, Mr. Trump. I need to see the fruit of love.
5 of my customers have committed. That's how serious that this is.
These aren't isolated stories either. It's happening across the entire United States to rural farmers. They are having their livelihoods crushed. Farmers have spent years, decades even, building their legacy only to have it slip away under the guise of Donald Trump's tariffs. Customers losing hope and choosing to take their own lives. Farmers not being sure if they're going to be able to pass along their farms or not because they're going bankrupt. This type of despair demands our attention. As I mentioned before, the root of all of this suffering is coming from the guy that they all voted for, Donald Trump. His tariffs on steel and parts have made tractors, combines, and repairs far more expensive. Fertilizer prices are also skyrocketing, with some people reporting hundreds of dollars of an increase per ton. This, of course, raises production costs across the entire board. Many farmers were also relying on grants promised by Joe Biden, which Donald Trump took away. They thought they were going to receive this money, and then Donald Trump canceled it. Additionally, soybean farmers are getting crushed right now, with China, their main buyer, dropping U.S. purchases this year to 0. Of course, this was in response to Donald Trump's tariffs, and that's a demand collapse they haven't seen in decades. We're seeing the evidence in front of our eyes every single day. Donald Trump's policies are destroying the United States.
Arkansas farmers are praying for mercy, for help, because they are going bankrupt due to Trump's tariffs. And it's terrible because they voted for these tariffs. And then they are being bankrupted by the very tariff. I mean, it is crazy, patriots. It's almost like I vote for the guillotine. And you're like, please, I love my head. Please, I love my head. Why are they going to take it? You voted for the guillotine to take it. Guys, come on. I don't enjoy any global patriots hurting. I told you so. I'm not a FAFO type of spirit. Woosah. I'm wishing all of you farmers the best, but I'm here to let you know the Lord is not going to be your answer. The answer was all of the workers that they took off of your farms. The answer is voting differently for everyone. You have to vote in your best interest. And no, it's us versus them. Are you a billionaire, farmers? Because I'm not. So you and I have that in common. They are billionaires. You don't have that in common with them. Do you see that? Isn't that interesting? Left to right, we have so much more in common than billionaires to us. Think about it. I'm just saying, I'm a man for peace. I wish the farmers the best, but I also have to say it is going to get worse. Where's all the workers? Where's the work going to come from? How are we going to get? And in return, we all get screwed because grocery prices, I don't know who's saving money at the grocery store. I pay at least $500 a week in groceries. That's $2,000 a month. Let me know, what do you guys spend at the store? Secret Service Sam out, Samson for president of TikTok.
Well, I did it again, damn it. Went down that damn rabbit hole, and it was fun. Because I strolled down this hole of farmers that are mad because they're about to lose their farm. Because that federal grant money hasn't shown up yet. And they don't know what to do. And all of them crying. But damn it, in every freaking video, all of them, and I mean all of them, except for maybe one or two, all of them voted for Trump. So why are you complaining is my question. You voted for this. You asked for this stupidity. You complaining that you're about to lose your farm because you voted for a man who told you what he was going to do. But that's your freaking fault. Because you voted for your whiteness instead of voting your heart. Because you didn't want to see that black lady in office. So you voted for that white man. And you knew he was a crook. You knew he was a thief. You knew he was going to do all the dumb shit because you've seen it before. But you mad because you're about to lose your farm. Some of them crying. This land been in my family forever. Yeah. Because it was given to you a long, long time ago. And I ain't crying. And I ain't mad. And I don't care. Because that's what you get for voting for your whiteness. You voted for your whiteness instead of voting for the proper person that you knew was good for that job. But you wanted that man in office that bad. You didn't want her in office. You can't say you voted for the lesser of two evils. You voted his color, not his character. And before we get off of this, y'all know what to do. Hit the heart, share the video, do what we do. This TikTok, damn it. You knew better, but you did it. See, this land that y'all got for free, that's been passed down through the generations, that we didn't get our 40 acres of the mule. So why are we going to be mad because you about to lose yours? This is by design. All of those corporations are buying up farmland across the freaking country. This is on purpose. But you've yet to realize that. Kamala had you saved. The money was appropriated. It was there. But you had to vote for Trump. You knew what he was. You knew what kind of guy he is. But you voted your color. And you thought you was going to get that privilege. But now you understand. If you ain't worth 7, 8 figures, he don't give a shit about you. Or your cousin, or your sister, or your auntie. Nobody. Now you look like me to him. Because you ain't got it like that. So, I'm sorry you about to lose your land. But I really don't give a damn. Because you knew better. All of you. But you wanted to vote for your privilege and your color instead of who was deserving and who was better. So blame yourself. Blame your neighbor. Blame the people down the street.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video from. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Tech Stories. It is really hard to be sympathetic to, white farmers. For so many reasons. Black people find it so difficult to, to deal with them. As I told you, all these people benefited when black folks were not benefiting from everything that you see is going on right now. I'll tell you as a matter of fact, they benefited and they enjoyed while black farmers were not, were not enjoying anything. They were feeling good about all these things that were happening to black people or that were happening to black farmers. Somebody said that when they were being racist, we were getting educated. True, black farmers learned the best possible way to survive during these all harsh conditions. And now we are seeing all these harsh conditions happening right now, but we are seeing black farmers that are already prepared and they are ready. They are ready for anything that comes their way. As you can see, black farmers been waiting for this moment. They are holding summits, they are holding meetings, and they are doing better. And they are doing better and better and better and better than ever before. Now, the farmers know how the black farmers feel when they block them from the same subsidies, that's government welfare, so they get no sympathy. They get no sympathy. They just gotta have to, learn the hard way that there is no sympathy for you. When you try to do evil, just know that evil will always follow you. And that's the perfect case scenario to what is happening to white Americans. Evil is following them, and everything that they're trying to do doesn't get well. And that's the perfect example of you reap what you sow. And that's also the cost of racism, right? Somebody said that they were complicit in stealing and passing down land generation after generation. Karma full circle. That's true. There's so many black lands that was taken from black people. They killed the dream of a lot of black farmers because of jealousy, because they could stand to see black farmers do better. So what do? Tamper with everything that belonged to black farmers. Take away their belonging. Take away all good things that belong to them. Somebody said that yes, the small-scale farmers are dumb. They voted for a guy who screwed them over. They voted for the same guy who said I was going to screw them harder than the last time. And they said, oh, good, please do. All right. Somebody said that when the slaves were freed, the government gave them 40 acres in a mill. The next administration came along and realized the white farmers didn't have for labor anymore. So they took back the acreage and the mule and force him to work on the white man's farm. I mean, somebody can say that we are becoming so much inhuman, we are becoming so much insensitive, but when you critically look at things, when you logically look at things, you'll say that they critically deserve this. They critically deserve this because, see, this will help them learn, this will help them learn in the best way possible, right? I mean, I really don't know what you'll think about this, but this is something that is happening. And I want you to tell me what you think about this, right? Do they deserve sympathy or they don't deserve sympathy? Just want to know your opinion in regards to this. Do they deserve sympathy or they don't deserve sympathy? Brothers and sisters, I'm your host and presenter Genetic Stories, but until then, I'm hoping to see you on my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salud.